Attaching bias tape is something that I know a lot of sewers don't enjoy doing. Some patterns will tell you to just unfold it, slip in your project, and sew it on. The problem with that is you almost always end up missing one of the sides in at least a few spots. So if you want your bias tape to look a little bit more professional and to be a little bit more sturdy, you're going to have to do a little extra work, but it's worth it. Most bias tape has one side that's wider than the other. So you want to start with that side. You're going to unfold. Pin. So that the raw edges are lined up. And then your first step is going to be to stitch in the ditch. And I like to use my little stitch in the ditch foot because it has this nice little blade on it. It's not going to cut anything, but it really lets you keep that line where you want it. If you don't have one, that's fine. It's not necessary, I just think it makes it easier. Make sure your needle is right in the middle. You can kind of see I've got the little blade on the presser foot lined up with the crease in the bias tape. And I'm going to sew right down that crease. That's my ditch here. So now you can see I've sewn right down that crease. Now I'm going to fold my bias tape up and over. And it should come right over. See that seam? It's kind of hard to see. Those are my stitches that I sewed. And when I fold this over, it goes just past that. Now, when I sew this side, I should hit that side as well. And you can sew with any sort of stitch that you prefer, straight stitch. If you're doing a quilt binding, I like to use a stitch that kind of comes in like this. Throw a couple pins in. You can also use a zigzag stitch. I'm just going to use a straight stitch today. So I'm going to line up so my needle is just inside the edge of the bias tape. Now it's attached on this side, and it's attached on that side.